Alrighty guys, welcome to the next episode of Juice on the PS2. We are maxing out our 3000 GT for Class 4 in preparation for this.
Yeah, why not?
Ready to lose your car? A race for the pinks, huh? Or do you want to run scared? You and me. Now we race.
So in the last episode we got 600 respect for Carlos. That means we can pink slip the toughest racer in the game. And he started off with a Skyline, and I was pretty confident that we could beat the Skyline because it's not really a good car. It's a cool car, definitely looks cool, but I in my previous playthrough I used it and I don't think it was very good. I just wasn't very good with the car. So it's probably my fault, but I probably took it for granted here, and I also can't drive with this 3000 GT. So I was a little bit concerned because this is probably one of my favourite cars in the game, and probably between this and the Subi, once we get to the higher classes, is definitely my most used car. So I really didn't want to lose that, and nobody wants to lose the pink slip races, obviously. So it's not looking good here. Carlos is getting pretty well ahead of us here, and we're trying to catch back up to him. As long as we haven't done a race on this exact circuit as well. This point to point is done fairly often. I've done a fair few races on it, so I should know what to do. But this part coming up here, where it's a bit more closer and not that stupid bit of dirt that we can always run off to on the side, is sort of my strongest point. Or either the AI is just really bad at this part of the track. I'm not really too sure, but either way, maybe I'm a little bit better. Carlos is terrible at this part of the track, or the entire AI, and we managed to get back in front. Because I guess the Skyline's not a very good car, so I'm surprised that he was ahead in the first place anyway. But Carlos was putting pressure on me right to the end, and then my driving wasn't helping, and we just come away with the win, which is very lucky.
How the hell did you do that? Winning my wheels, my car! Just a bit of advice. Take care of my car and watch your back.
Carlos wasn't happy at all. We can now pink slip Melody as well, but we're not worrying about that. We're going to go straight to Carlos. We're going to do a sprint race with the Lancer. I was a little bit concerned because I knew the Lancer had very, very high acceleration, as you can see here. So I was pretty worried, and I have a reason to be when I can't drive like that. But the reason why I went into the race is because the previous races I did the sprint races in Class 4, the 3000 GTs were better. So I was sort of hoping that we can take Carlos down here with my 3000 GT, but we didn't do too good in the first heat because I sort of got stuck on the side there. But luckily, the top speed of the Lancer is no match for the 3000 GT. We managed to get him in the second heat. Now all I have to do here is not hit the wall and just basically stay straight, and I can beat him because it's definitely faster as long as he doesn't block me off somehow. And we've managed to get ahead of him, and once you're ahead, you have pretty much won. It sort of catches up, and then once the NOS runs out, it just hits top speed so much earlier than the 3000 GT, and it just blitzes him just like that. We've gone from 600 to 900, or nearly 1,000 with Carlos, and we're going to pink slip him again. And what do we have? Another Lancer that, well, okay, so now I'm gonna own two Lancers. Luckily, because in the last episode I was thinking of buying one. Now I remember why. I was like, maybe I'll just wait to do a few pink slips, and this is why. Another sprint race with Carlos. This isn't on repeat. This is a second Lancer, and he got me at the start here, and I ran into him, but I'm surprised I still got past him. The Lancer, the top speed really drops off, man. I'm telling you, and this is sort of a bit broken how easily I can get my respect up with Carlos. Once you can pink slip against him, all you need is you need to win 2 or 3 pink slip races against him, and you pretty much got him. And look at that, just blitzed him. I probably don't even have to use NOS. I could probably take this Lancer on. It's just not as quick as a 3000 GT. If he pink slipped me against another 3000 GT, that would be an interesting race. I'm not really too sure what would happen there. And we still managed to get in front of the Lancer. And now we own 2 Lancers. And in the last episode, I nearly bought one. It was worth $50,000, and I've just won 2, so I've saved $100,000. And I tried to do a cool burnout, but I failed. He won the last race there, but too bad. We have still beaten him. Now we can host probably the best guy in the game, and he gave us a call. Now we're going to host him. We're going to use his Lancer against him, and he's using a pretty terrible car. It's the 1969 Charger, 96 Charger, and against the Lancer, he has no hope because the Lancer's got such high acceleration, and I knew this track was pretty cool, like pretty tight corners and whatever, lots of like, braking and turning and accelerating, and we've already left him for dead here, and he keeps hitting the wall there. He's really struggling. We gave it to Amber because I never really do the host races. Always give it to my crewmates, and as you can see by lap 10, we absolutely blitzed him. We were so many laps. It's ridiculous. The host races are absolutely ridiculous, but we won. Now we can host with Carlos, which is fantastic. So we're halfway there, and pretty much now it's sort of just trying to get the respect up for everybody else, which is fun. Before that, we tried to customize the Lancer a bit here, make it a little bit cooler because we had two Lancers exactly the same from Carlos. So I tried to change the style of one of them here, and this is what we went for. Sort of going for the Too Fast, Too Furious one where Paul Walker has the Lancer, and I did that. I didn't even look at a photo, and I'm pretty sure I was way off by the end of it. But this episode is the episode where we buy the Dodge Viper, the best car in the game. It's cheaper than the Lancer as well, which I thought was interesting. And there is a crew challenge you can do with Carlos that involves the Viper, where you just have to stick over 96 kilometers per hour. And if you do that, you complete the challenge, which is something you have to do to get 100% in the game. And you also get to level up the Viper and get some NOS for it, and that's the main thing I wanted. So this challenge is really weird. It's the best car in the game, the hardest crew member, but one of the easiest challenges in the game. Just got to keep over, that target speed, and did it quite easily. I'm not sure if that was on my first try. I don't think it was. I think I started up a few times before, because the Viper is sort of hard to handle. It's a bit weird, but we completed that challenge, and as you can see, we get 50 respect for Carlos, and we've completed the challenge, and which we need to do that to get to 100%. Unlock mods for the Viper. Melody likes our car. I'm going to upgrade it to class 4, I believe, so we can keep it with our 3000 GT and stuff, and then we sort of got to pimp it out a little bit here. We've got to put the spoiler on the back, and then once we max it out, then we'll start to add the front and the back kits there. Add a bit of neon. We don't want a green. We've already got all of Carlos's car because we destroyed him. We've got all his green cars, so we try and make it a little bit different. We got the black and yellow going on here. I think it looks pretty cool. So yeah, that's the Dodge Viper. We now own probably one of the best cars in the game. Pretty keen to do a race with it, and I believe the next race I do is with the Viper. So yeah, get excited for some Viper gameplay. So we're basically towards the end of the game now, more or less. Like once you buy the Viper, and I've nearly got respect for basically everybody. So I mean, it's all good. Now I'm just looking around. Actually, I'm not looking around. I've created a race now that I can host Carlos. I'm going to host a race, and because I knew I didn't have much respect with Maria, I tried to make a 3-on-3 team race to try and earn a little bit more respect, and try to make the race pretty short, only 2 laps, using all my team members. So I pick Amber and Vito, I believe, and myself, and I give both of them the Lancers, and I'm going to run with the Viper. Place a bet with Sue because we need to get 1,000 respect with Popper, and if we win this team race, we get respect with Maria. So that's what we tried to do there. So look at the acceleration on the Viper, just unreal. And we've got Vito and Amber at the front with the Lancers that nobody's catching them. It's really weird. If you enter a race with the Lancer, you're always at the front of the grid. I don't know why. It's so random. I don't know how it decides what car starts first, but it's so random because it doesn't go by horsepower because the Viper's maxed. It's at 499 or 399, whatever it is. So it doesn't go by that, or else the Viper would be at the front. So I'm not sure why it just always puts the Lancers in front. So it's basically a free win as long as I can stay in front of 5th and 6th place there, and it looks like I'm doing that quite comfortably here. And it's really good to do a few races with the Viper here, test it out a bit before we bump it all the way up to class 1, because once we get to class 1, it's pretty crazy, crazy to drive. And we use the NOS. It's hard to keep it in a straight line even. As you can see, I'm swaying around here. But luckily, the race ended. We won. We got a little bit of respect for Maria, a little bit of Popper. It was a pretty successful race there. Improved everyone's driving skills. We punted Sue around a little bit. And yeah, but basically we have pretty high respect for everybody except for Sue and Maria. And Sue, we need to do show-offs. And I think this is the first show-off you guys will see on this channel, and the first show off I've done for this playthrough. So I was a bit rusty in the show off, and I thought I'd show off the Skyline because it's a pretty terrible car to actually try and race with. Even though we nearly lost the Skyline, we nearly lost against the Skyline in the pink slip race, but I just can't control it or do show-offs with it. I was trying to do a 360 there, but that didn't work at all. The show-off modes, I guess they're pretty fun because there's no real pressure in the show-off races. Like, you don't have to try and race really fast. You sort of just muck around, drift around. I was trying to do some donuts here because that's the bonus move. That's the best way to get a higher score. Try and do donuts, but some cars just doesn't let you do it. I was trying to hold the handbrake, do it in forward, try and do it in reverse. The Skyline wasn't having none of it. There's probably like a gear head reason why. It's probably like because it's rear wheel drive or front wheel drive or some shit. But for me, I have no idea. So I was just trying to do a donut with it. But we got the bonus move there, which is just a simple drift, and we tried to do a 360. Does that count? No, that wasn't a 360. We tried. We nearly did it. As you can see, I've only got like 6 respect here, so we're not doing too good here. And the bonus move here is a bootleg turn, and I still don't actually know how to do a bootleg turn after playing this game for all these years and whatever. But you don't really need to know how to do it because you only have to do a few show-off races to get max respect for Sue once you have a decent car. And we actually got a mega wipeout there, which is a little bit unfortunate because you try and keep a combo. So that's how you get the highest points. We did pretty good there. We did the top speed and did a bonus move. Tried the 360, couldn't pull it off. I don't know how that wasn't a wipeout there, but we'll take it. We don't want to wipe out. I think I'd try and do another 360 here because the bonus move. And then that one was a pretty poor one. And yeah, so the show-offs, they're pretty chill. You just hang out, you just hang back, relax. We managed this. That was a 360. We did it. Too bad it wasn't a bonus move. But I don't think you can do donuts in this car, unfortunately. We're starting to get the respect up a little bit here. The higher score we get, which is really good. And it looks like we've beaten the record by looks of things. Once this combo ends, we're definitely going to blitz the record. We tried to do another 360. Didn't work. The Skyline's not that good. As you can see, it's not even good for show-offs. It's good because it drifts around, so you get plenty of points for drifting. It's probably better than the Subi because I know that much about cars. Because it's an all-wheel drive car, they're no good for show-offs because they can't really drift around the corners or anything like that. And yeah, as you can see, we've only got a few seconds left. We're trying to get as much respect up as we can towards the end here. Just going to go in high speed to try and raise the score. We managed to do a max speed 360, which gives us a nice combo, and that boosts us all the way up to 175 respect, which is great. We got pretty lucky there towards the end. And speaking of the end, it's the end of the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.